start with the concept of preparing women for future leadership. What does it mean? And when we say we should prepare women for future leadership, what does it mean? What it includes? So I just want to start my discussion with a basic concept that the number of female in the world are increasing. The ratio of men and women is changing globally. And there are some countries where we have more women and we have less men. So you can see, like, imagine 60 years before, men was in job, men was in charge. And now, because the number of women has increased, some families, they have 4 daughters, 6 daughters, 3 daughters, but they don't have sons. And similar kind of circumstances you can see. So means that it's a time when women need to be focused. Because if we will not prepare women now, so after 40 years, 50 years, they will not be ready to lead when there will be really less men and more women. So that's why we took this initiative to focus on women, that let's prepare women for future leadership. Now, there are some countries who are already very advanced. For example, United States, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates. Women is empowered, has good access to education, healthcare. But there is a vast majority of women who is still not educated. So I want to share some statistics with you that how many people. So first we'll start what a woman need actually. Because conventionally, if you see, man generally takes what he wants, right? Because this is how the world is. Man used to rule over the world so they can get whatever they want. But the woman has to struggle for getting their basic needs. Now what I generally focus is on the developing countries. If you are talking about the developed countries, they have already achieved. So what they exactly need, what a woman needs is the education. That's the key and instrumental. Because if you educate a woman, you are educating a family, and this educated woman is going to raise their kids with a lot of emphasis on education. So education is really important for a woman, and there is a lot of research that if you are an educated woman, your average life, because you are aware about your health matters, you are hygiene, you take care of yourself, fitness and other things, your average life also increase, and your income also increase, the family household income also goes higher. So it's always very advantageous to educate. But in certain part of the world, the woman has no access to education. Even the primary education, like from grade 1 to grade 5. So we need education, we need health. Healthcare is very important. A lot of women dies because they are not educated and they can't take care of themselves in comparison with the women who are educated. So it's very important to talk about the health matters and justice. The most important is the job opportunities. We have to find those projects which can create job opportunities. And the startups are the best way of creating employment. That's why we are focusing on startups. One startup will create at least 3 to 5 jobs. For example, if we open a very small business, we need a coordinator sort of person, a secretary, an accountant who will do the accounting work, and obviously a sales team, and you yourself will be involved. So 4 to 5 people will get the employment. So that's why it's very important for a country or a people or community to build up those projects which will create and promote these startups. Now, there are some people, they are not born to have a job. You can classify. There are 2 types of people I personally saw in my professional career. When you see them, they are a perfect employee. They have a very nice way of working in a designation and a hierarchy. But there are some people, they cannot work under anyone. They are, sort of freedom seeker. They have more, innovative approaches to do the job. So sometimes it may collude with the manager's instructions. So these are the people, we call them self-employed freelancers or the entrepreneurs. So based on how the women capabilities, characteristics are, we have to classify them. Either they can do their own businesses, or you can put them into a job opportunities. We need both actually. We can't convert all the women into a self-employed woman, because there are organizations seeking for women as a resource to work into. So these are some very important things that a woman needs, and if you got it, that's your luck, you are blessed. But there are millions of women. I'll show you some statistics. So 2/3 of the world women is illiterate. These are the statistics taken from the United Nations sort of organization. So 2/3 of the world, 796 million illiterate. Around the world, 129 million girls are out of school. So you are talking about not 100,000, you are talking about few numbers, these are millions. And imagine if they have no access to education, how they will be productive to their family, their country, and the globe as a whole. So it's our responsibility to think about them. If we are blessed, we live in a better country. So we have to focus on certain things as well. And if we invest in the education, of course, as I told you, the lifetime earning of a female will increase. You can see in your circle, like if you are married, you have a wife, or you have a husband, both make money, both are equally contributing. So the family lifestyle will be a little bit better than if only a man is working, or vice versa. So it's always a big good combination that men and women, shoulder to shoulder, stand together, support each other, and grow, of course. Why some people always argue like why a woman needs support? So because you can see in some countries women are still helpless. No one listens to them. They are not in parliament. They are not in decision making. So they can't make laws for themselves. So it happens when you bring women in parliament, in your cabinets, they start making laws which help women, and then the flow will work on that. Gender equality is also a big issue. There are less females globally in the workplace, and there are more men. So this is also a good issue to look into, which will help women. Typically, we always meet women who are engineer, aviations, and pilot, which are quite unique professions, but they excel it and they prove that they are equal and equally good as the men is. So gender equality is something that we always need to talk about. And poverty also is a great disaster in the world, of course. After COVID, that inflation, other things are getting really expensive. So poverty has increased. If a country is poor, again, same triple down effect that you can't educate them, you can't help here. So these are the things women need. Women in the world in general, in some countries, is extremely poor. They are extremely poor. They work in the fields, in the rural areas. They are not much paid. They work more than men, if you see, especially the rural women. So that is also a very important thing that we need to work on. So 60% of the hungry people are women, which is a very, very big concern. 60% of the women don't have one-time food to feed themselves. So here is the CSR, which we call corporate social responsibility, for us on our shoulder, that we should think about it. First is the change start from the mind. We start talking about it, we start thinking about it. When we think about, of course, then the change start, we can see change around us. And still, like in some countries, men average wage is still higher, so this is also a good idea to look into that, how we can equate balance. And as I already told you, that some countries have already achieved the good things, but there are a lot of countries still, I mean, women at large. We don't see women in terms of boundaries of a country. Women is itself as a human being, and we have to take care of her wherever she is. Domestic violence also on women in poor countries is too much. So what we did is we had some projects which we started today. So we are talking about Women Technology Park, which is obviously men and women, of course, goes together. You never saw an office where there are only men and women. We have to balance it, of course. So, but more concentrated on job opportunities for women. That is the technology park, because tech is the world. You know? I mean, if you see last 20 years, the prices of the, if you see like the large top 10 companies was oil selling companies. If you see now, the first 5 companies are the technology companies, like Google, Apple, Oracle. You know, these are the companies who are, so technology can make more money than you. If you only see in UK, we have a university called Oxford University, everyone knows. Oxford University GDP is higher than any small countries. So only that university income is higher than, say, a country in Africa, for example, in North American countries. You know, so only a university. So means that knowledge has power. You know, so we have to focus on knowledge economy, and knowledge economy is combined with tech world. You know, so these are two very nice things, and we always focus on. So we started some online schools to educate the poor. It's, after COVID, we learned that, I mean, online is the world, and we can do whatever we want sitting in our room on a laptop and with a Wi-Fi. So this concept is always important. In today's discussion, what we can see is that in Abu Dhabi, we are going to start the first online Emirati school, which will be headquartered in Abu Dhabi. And and we will educate the rest of the developing people, developing country kids who are not having privileges. So Salma is working on this project with me, and all of you, if you feel that there is a worth of this project, that we are stationed in Abu Dhabi and we can teach very poor kids somewhere in the middle of Somalia or Tanzania or say poor areas in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, you know, how blessed it can be for them, you know, and we are playing a contribution to the global world. So this is the first project we would like to announce with you, share with you. And the other one that we are working on is these are for Emirati women. You know, we have women forums, so we meet a lot of women. Very small size, like 6-7 items. Average turnover around 50,000-60,000 dirhams a year. So what we thought that we should give them a platform where they can upload their, it's like Amazon concept, that where you can upload your items and customer buy, and there's a shipment model at PA, and so this is something that we felt is a need of art, and we already worked on it. And if you are a businesswoman and you have some items, I met a lot of some is selling perfume, some are selling, you know, cosmetics, so whatever is your passion, of course. So product doesn't matter, it will be a platform which will bring sales for you, and a lot of credibility in terms of compliance, quality assurance, and we will fulfill your shipments. You don't need to focus on your operational matters, you just need to think what I need to sell, create your brand, and then move forward for your trade. So this will be starting with the Emirati women, and of course, as I told you, that women in terms of spirituality is a little matter. We have to help women no matter what which country they belong to. So we can broaden this later into the other women as well. Because I met so many other women here in the UAE. They are in the last 30 or 40 years, and they have some good nice products that we can work on. So let's build women together, because alone it's not possible. We have to work together. We have to think about it. That is the first goal for the day, that let's talk about women education, women healthcare, create opportunities for them, and the entrepreneurship that is really, really important. At Berkeley, you might be knowing, or if you don't know, so we have an incubation center, we have a startup center. You come to us, we'll sit with you, make a business plan, we'll look into. We are not an expertise, public relation. We bring you on the stage, we promote you, a lot of women look at you. So it's your forum, it's your place. Anytime you can contact us.